I've been learning about this wonderful vegetable used in Ayurvedic medicine called Kushmanda. It's also known as winter melon or ash gourd. What's so wonderful about this particular vegetable is that it has a very significant link to Hindu mythology. So Kushmanda is the Sanskrit word for this particular vegetable, and Kushmanda is also the name of a Hindu goddess that we worship on the 4th day of Navratri. So what's really lovely about this is that this particular goddess, when worshipped, bestows good health and prosperity. So the link of how this symbolic spiritual aspect called Kushmanda is to this vegetable is, if you've seen a photograph of this vegetable, it's this gorgeous white glowing ball like on the earth. It's a creeper plant. And this glowing white vegetable is incredibly sweet and incredibly good for improving nourishment and energy and vitality to the body. So it's definitely a vegetable that builds rather than depletes. So a lot of vegetables we eat tend to be quite astringent, and that means that they're depleting the body. Not depleting, but in a good way, depleting. Whereas this particular vegetable improves the mass, like it builds that juiciness. And that's exactly what the feminine energy does on a medicinal level. Is when we work with the moon, when we work with the female goddesses, we're trying to work with improving and strengthening that juicy, watery, nourishing, sweet nectar that we can have from the moon, you could say. Soma, it's also called. So Soma is like the opposite to Agni. Agni is very much related to increasing the heat in the body so that we can digest toxins, but Soma is more about improving the sweetness and the juiciness of the body to rejuvenate the body, and that actually is what most of us are looking for. But more often than not, we're shown Ayurveda with just nothing but Agni, which is still good, I suppose, but Soma is a nice exploration. So on a medicinal level, this vegetable is wonderful, and I'll tell you why. So the virya, which is like the potency, this is the effect that it has when you first intake the medicine. It basically has a cooling potency. So this particular area where the pitta is located in our body will have a cooling effect on it, which is wonderful for anyone suffering with any heat-related digestive issues. It has a sweet post-digestive effect, which means that it has a sweet effect on the vata region of our body, which means the colon area. And this means that this sweetness is going to create a bigger bulk in our feces and promote more of a bowel movement. So this combination of this vata pitta balancing effect is absolutely wonderful for particularly women that are maybe suffering with fertility issues. Maybe they've got a little bit depleted from an over pitta lifestyle, they've got a lingering pitta imbalance. It's especially good for those wishing to gain weight. It's specifically written in the scriptures that that is one of the indications. Therefore, this particular medicine that it's made into, the Rasayana, it's not ideal for those that are very strong in their kapha constitution and they don't really need to gain that extra weight. It's more suited to those that have been having a strong pitta imbalance for a lot of their life, perhaps especially if the women that have been working a lot and feel quite exhausted from that. It's a very good nourishment to start bringing that juicy feminine nourishment back into the body, that lunar quality. But again, I mean, it's suitable for anyone wishing to bring that extra quality into their life, whether they're a man or a woman, or whether they've had children, having children. Sometimes it's used in pregnancy and for the mothers during breastfeeding to improve that vigour and energy for themselves. So I've got this particular Rasayana that my clinic where I studied at, they make. It's called Soma Jam. Such a very, very good way to put it. Soma is basically building up the body. Rasayana is a rejuvenation. It's a well-woman supplement there, so it's got other things involved mixed in with it in the making of it. So Rasayanas generally do, like they're a jam mixed with all sorts of ingredients. Better taken when you're not so full of armour. Rasayanas, I always say that. If you would like to get hold of this particular Rasayana, if you feel that it would be useful for you, you can contact me and have a consultation. I'm only allowed to give it through consultation. But if you're in India or anywhere else, feel free to explore obtaining the Rasayana. It's called Kushmanda Rasayana. And it's a lovely, lovely link between spiritual knowledge in this being linked to a goddess called Kushmanda, and also the nature aspect. So what the spirituality symbolises in Kushmanda, she brings that into the vegetable, and then when we consume that vegetable, we can bring about those qualities in our life as well. It's just absolutely beautiful. So Kushmanda is also very interesting because it was her that glanced a smile which propagated the creation of the universe. She's also said to center herself in Surya. So without Kushmanda, Surya cannot perform everything that he needs to do. So she's almost like the command of Surya. So every man has a strong woman next to him, right? So it's that principle that the male and the female are always in balance. So it's a really lovely addition to any women that want to increase that lunar quality in themselves if they're feeling a little bit depleted. Do give it a go, and I hope you enjoy that exploration of Ayurveda.